Castrol, there are natural synergies in motorsports as well. Can you give me a little bit of an insight into what you're thinking, Sandeep, when it comes to, you know, these associations with motorsports, a certain direction that you'd like to sort of accelerate plans in? We've seen cricket, of course, India.
Sure.
You know, so that spot we've got it covered. But what else are you thinking about? We are seeing this sort of surge in interests across sport in the country. Are you looking at other sort of games, other platforms? I'll ask you this as well, Rohit. Get your take on it. But Sandeep, maybe overarching, you could give me your view.
So I think Castrol has been associated with motorsports for a long time. Okay, and we already have global properties. So we sponsor a Formula1 team. We sponsor MotoGP, Honda LCR team in MotoGP. Then we sponsor e-Formula car with Jaguar Land Rover. So these are some of the global properties. And in US, for example, locally they participate with NASCAR. Okay, and we take advantage of those global properties in India as well. But I think within India, on the sports side, this year we've become the performance partners for Mumbai Indians, and I'm hoping for a better season next year.
Fingers crossed. We are in Mumbai.
But it's a home for us. It's home for Mumbai Indians. So it worked together as performance partner for Mumbai Indians. We did just concluded India's Ultimate Moto Star. Okay, and Rohit can talk more to that. We had fantastic response, 50,000 registrations from all kinds of towns and people, including a lot of female talent that came into biking.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, and then recently we also co-sponsored KTM Cup along with Bajaj. Okay, so building that association. So definitely leverage global properties, but look at sporting properties in motorsports or mass appeal within India on local properties.
And grow that base. Rohit, about this sort of female participation that you saw, now how do you sort of take that forward? How do you leverage that? How do you sort of fuel that that growth that you're seeing?
Okay, so I think like Sandeep said, it's a dual strategy on sports. There's motorsport and then there's other sports as well. It's very interesting. So Castrol Power1 presents India's Ultimate Moto Star has just launched on Jio Cinema and MTV. So for the viewers, do tune in and give us feedback. We're very excited about it. I think it's a very interesting point that you made. We are seeing more and more interest in biking from female audiences and also participation, which is incredibly encouraging. And I think there's a real opportunity for us there to look at the creator ecosystem and really dial that up from an imagery perspective and really encourage participation. This brand platform for Power1 is all about empowering riders.
Because you mentioned the creator ecosystem and economy, it's really interesting to me because we're seeing in certain categories that you thought that you would not see that much of an influencer marketing piece there, but we're seeing that happening. Commercial vehicles, for instance, right? You're seeing that influencer marketing piece really sort of being dialed up. So Rohit, maybe a little bit on that. What are you doing on the influencer marketing front and what are the results? What are you measuring? Because a lot of times what we hear from a lot of marketers is like, what are you measuring? There is the issue of authenticity, of course, and engagement. Are you getting your money's worth? So how do you make sure you're getting bang for your buck?
Great question, Dilshad. So I think I'll just come back to Castrol Edge and the launch that we're doing. So we have an element to the campaign where a teaser has actually been released with creators across both automobile as well as entertainment. And of course, you have the standard input KPIs around views and engagement. But I think it's really about sentiment and then also the opportunity to have measurable results in terms of actual leads that you generate through some of the programs that we do. I think the important piece there is something that is sustained over a period of time. You build that relationship with the creator and you actually co-create. And I think that is when it can really unlock something powerful for the brand and also for the creator.
Right.
Very often you see creator partnerships moving around from campaign to campaign. And I think for us, the approach is to be more focused on building those longer term relationships where there is a real synergy and a real belief in the brand, and then that will come through authentically in the narrative.
Building on what Rohit was saying, content is important, but we're also pushing a lot on performance marketing. Okay, so how do I get consumer to interact with my brand and ultimately reach the point of consumption? Yeah, because that is where, at least from a business perspective, you make money. So a lot of focus on performance marketing, and I just want to bring another angle of our brand. We have a key influencer for our brand, which is the mechanic. Okay, so we do a lot of work with mechanic, and we have properties from a marketing perspective, like Super Mechanic, okay, which we do once in a couple of years, and it's a huge reality show kind of a platform which mechanics love. So mechanic is a key influencer. The second is to have a network of workshops. So today we have about 9,000 car workshops in the independent automotive market. We cover about 28,000 two-wheeler workshops. But more importantly, we are also building something called Castrol Auto Service, okay, which is kind of a franchise branded concept, which consumers can trust. And we have a network about 550 plus now, where we can drive traffic from a performance marketing angle. But you spoke of females. We also want these workshops to be very safe places for females to get their vehicle serviced, okay, where they can get the right information, they can trust. So I think end of the day, you engage the old model from awareness to consideration. That doesn't go away, but I think how do you leverage the new media to drive consumers to consume our products and our brands and have a very satisfactory experience with our products and brands.
End to end, absolutely. And because you mentioned you're a marketer at heart, of course, you spent several years at P&G. So does that perhaps give you a different kind of appreciation then for the marketing function and Rohit's role, you know, in the company? Because let's face it, marketers get a lot of flack these days, you know, but the role has transformed. There's so much happening, and especially with new technologies coming in, AI, it's a complex function. Your past experience working at, you know, an FMCG company like that, does it give you an additional appreciation where you're putting on your business hat, of course, but you're also putting on a more sort of marketer focused hat?
Yeah, two things, very simple for me. I spent about 20 years with Gillette and Procter. So the first thing is consumer is the boss.
Never forget that.
Okay, so consumer is the boss. He or she or they pay our salaries and our bills. So we have to deliver value to consumers. The second thing I always push our teams on is what is the benefit you're delivering. Okay, so very benefit centric, because many a times the brands get too full of themselves and forget the benefit they're delivering to the consumer. So it's always asking the question, what benefit are you delivering to the consumer, and what is the insight that drives that benefit delivery. Okay, so why that benefit? So insight is equally important. Fine. So consumer is boss, insight leading to propositions, benefit driven propositions, and the third strong belief I have is in continue investing behind brands. Okay, so typically in our category we invest anywhere about X percentage of our net sales into marketing investments. Personally and as a company, we don't compromise on that.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear, Rohit, for you, right?
Yeah, it's great.
You know, so as you know, as someone leading this brand now, what is in the works, say, in the next few months? How are Sandeep, of course, mentioned, you know, marketing spends. How have the marketing spends gone up? What are you looking at this year in terms of your media spends? Just give us a little bit of you know, insight into that.
Okay, so like Sandeep said, we have a ratio of turnover that we typically invest in what we call advertising spend and all of our activation.
And no compromise there. No
compromise, and you're absolutely right. It's great to have Sandeep, right? Because he really gets it, and he's a great supporter and really believes in it. So it makes my job a lot easier to do what we need to do for the brand. I think one of the biggest things that we're doing in a long time is this actual launch with Castrol Edge, which we're doing now, and that's going to be an important focus for us over the next few months to really do that well and then scale that up and build that platform and foundation for the future of the performance category in the car segment, which we're going to see grow very, very rapidly, and we're already seeing that growth come through. I think the other piece is really going to be around bikes, and we will, of course, we've started our journey with Shah Rukh, and I often refer to him as a creative partner and not a brand ambassador, because that's what he is, and that's what he did with us on the first campaign on Castrol Edge. He really helped co-create it and take it to the next level. And we will then look to bring that to the next category, which will be bikes. So I think we have a lot of exciting plans ahead. Our focus,
and really get that engagement going, you know, which is, I mean, it's not a high involvement category to begin with. So how do you get that going? But sorry, I interrupted you. You were saying as you go ahead.
Yeah. So I think to your, just coming back to your point on engagement, we've taken a slightly different approach to this campaign. So we're actually we've launched a teaser with the creator ecosystem across entertainment auto, and then we've done a reveal in print, followed by a TV campaign and a multimedia campaign. So I think in today's highly cluttered multi-screen environment, how do you get that cut through? And I think it's important for us to be authentic, storytelling, ensure there's entertainment, and have a very simple benefit proposition, you know, to Sandeep's point, so that consumers really get it, and we're able to come through and break through the highly cluttered environment that we see today. So from a broader media strategy perspective, we like to be present where the audiences are and where the action is.
Absolutely. We know where the action is right now. Sandeep, closing question to you. What's your business outlook for the year? You know, given it's already started off, you know, with quite a bang, how are you seeing the rest of the year pan out for you?
So I think I'm very enthusiastic about the second half. We're just about to finish the first half. I think some of the initiatives that we put in play somewhere in last year will begin to play out in the second half this year at full scale. Okay, we're bringing new products. So Edge relaunch for us is not only the campaign, but actually we're bringing new technologically advanced products which meet the consumer needs. So like we'll get a product for hybrid vehicles. Hybrid vehicles are kind of growing very rapidly. And people are not seeing hybrids as a transition technology. Many of the OEMs are saying hybrids will be here to stay. 50% of cars today in India which get sold are SUVs, so bringing a SUV product. Okay, so we're bringing new technologies, new service formats that we are building, like Castrol Auto Service expanding. Okay, the third area is I think we pushing on rural in a big way. The category is doing well. The category is growing at about 4-5%. Okay, and we want to grow a few points ahead of the category. That's how I see it. But I think it's also a year when the brand gets onto a new high level.
Well, looking forward to that. Thank you so much for your time, gentlemen. Lovely chatting with you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.